People ask me all the time, Kristen, why do you do what you do? Well, it's because I'm so passionate about helping business owners because I personally was there. I've struggled that struggle of working way too many hours and taking home way too little money. Trust me, life is better on the other side. So, let me tell you and share with you a little bit about my journey and how it is I got to this place where I now can help thousands of business owners transform their businesses and their lives so that they don't have to be the bottleneck. So they have systems in place so their team can do an amazing job and have a productive, profitable business. So it wasn't always like that for me. When I got out of law school, I was so excited to be a young lawyer, but law school didn't teach me anything about how to manage and run a business like a business. It didn't teach me the structure for organizing files, organizing my people, setting job descriptions. It didn't teach me how to manage client expectations, the marketing and the messaging, or the sales numbers I needed to hit where I wanted to hit. Law school didn't teach me any of that. And let me tell you, if there's one thing I could wish for everyone, is that we would all go through professional school learning these basic elements before having to hit the ground and have to learn them all the hard way. And no judgment, I made a lot of mistakes and they were painful. My goal and my wish now is that people don't have to make all those mistakes. Learn from people who've been there and skip all the pain. Go right to the fun part. So, in my law firm business, I was working 85 plus hours a week. And let me tell you, it was not fun. I would say, well, first in the mornings, I'd try to get there by 6:30 in the morning. I'd work all day. I'd work into the wee hours of the night, sometimes 1 a.m. I would often not even get a hot meal. I'd go home, fall asleep, get up and do it again. And I kept thinking, I love being an attorney, but there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something more to this. I once did the calculations and I was earning about $12.66 an hour. I mean, listen, my base salary in the beginning was like $2,500 a month, and I was working harder than everyone. It sucked. After paying my law school payments, student loan payments, I barely had money for food. It was definitely one of the most difficult times of my life. But as I grew and I became a more successful attorney, I was winning in court. I was representing doctors and surgeons in medical malpractice cases, going on to represent med spa owners, chiropractors, dentists, nurses. I loved that side of it. And I equally started doing more and more of the legal malpractice defense, loved representing the attorneys. I would actually go try cases from criminal and family law, estate planning issues, all kinds of things. And I loved the variety. I loved being a lawyer. Listen, I loved going to court and winning. But the business part, that sucked. I didn't have a good CPA. In fact, he loved to make me cry. I hated that guy. He was miserable. Firing him was one of the best things I ever did in my career. And learning how to get a good managerial CPA and learning how to run a budget and get your monthly reports, have a good bookkeeper. So, number one of the key turning points was learning how to build the financial systems and get that good reporting because numbers don't lie. They tell you a story. And they told me a very stark story about what was going on in my business. I had some great start to a team, but I didn't have the volume. So I sat down and I wrote a business plan and I mapped out where did I want to get in the next 9 months. And I was ambitious. Trust me, many of us are coming out of law school. I knew what I wanted to get to, where the numbers would make sense finally. And so I started building. I started doing a lot more marketing and sales, getting more clients in the door. And most importantly, I started building those systems. I would spend hours on the couch drafting, writing out how I wanted things done. And that is what allowed my team to start getting things done without needing me approving every element. That was when I really started making traction. And in 9 months, I doubled my law firm business from $350,000 to $700,000. Boom, just like that. 9 months. It was hard work, but it was also getting more and more fun. I was finally getting back to enjoying practicing law. The law firm wasn't sucking my energy dry. It was incredible. So at 9 months, I realized I need to refresh my plan. I needed to start a new trajectory. And so, because I'd already hit most of my goals. So I sat down and I rewrote the business plan and got ambitious again. And in the next 9 months, I doubled again to 1.4 million. Now, listen, not everybody needs to grow that fast. It's a lot of turmoil, a lot of hiring, a lot of firing. Man, I wish I had those hiring and onboarding procedures in place, the onboarding university that I later built. I wish I would have had more job descriptions and good, clean job ads. And so as I crossed that $1 million mark, I started really building that out for every position in my business, aiming towards what does a $2 million business need? And that's when, again, I started having those breakthroughs. I was no longer in the trenches. I had 4 associates, 4 contract attorneys, a bunch of paralegals, and we were zooming. We were making some serious progress and helping so many people along the way. So when people ask me, Kristen, why do I do what I do? Why do I love helping business owners? It's because I know how much it sucks on the other side of that journey, way back when I was doing everything myself, literally everything. I had like 2 staff members. And now today on the other side, I've built up multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. And I know how much life is better on the other side with having those systems, having that amazing team who know what to do, follow the checklists, who know the workflows, who communicate between each other without me needing to be the bottleneck or to monitor and manage everyone. That's what life is like on the other side. And that is what I want for you. I want that for my business owners who are ready to finally say goodbye to all those endless hours in the trenches and say hello to being a CEO.